Yo, what's good? I'm back with another reaction. And this one here, man, this one is deep. We dive deep into the waters about vampires, werewolves, shapeshifters. Yeah, got one for y'all today. What's good? This is your boy KL. And we about to get into these videos, man. You know, I don't know, man. This right here, this topic right here, man, this some stuff, man. Uh, I'm not too sure how real it is or how fake it is. You know, I'm not here to disclose whether it's real or not, whether it's fake or not. You know, just something to think about. Like, what if these mythical creatures are real? You know, such as shapeshifters, vampires, and werewolves. You know, like what if? You know, who knows? You know, so for this next hour or so, we're gonna dive into some of these videos, man, and talk about it. Um, like, subscribe, you know, tap in with your boy. Let's get it. What the? What is that? Like, man, I don't know what that is, man. I can't even like. Is the man? Like, I don't know, man. It's like, could it be AI? You think it's AI? I don't know, man. I'm not a computer, man. I mean, it don't look, you know, AI-ish, but it don't. I don't know. It just don't seem real to me, you know. But who knows, man? We're gonna keep going though. It's supposed to be good. Fuck, man, get out of here, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. So that's what we call shape shifting now. Stop it, man. Come on, man. Be for real. Be for real, man. That look at this guy, man. Come on now. Come on, man. You're a bodybuilder, bro. You're not shape shifting anything, man. You just flexing your muscles, man. Come on, bro. Come on now.
This is the true story of the Skinwalkers. Skinwalkers are warlocks with the ability to shapeshift and become animals or people. They can not only take your appearance, but also clone your voice perfectly. The biggest Skinwalker sightings have been in Ohio and Arizona, but they are found all over the world. The preferred form of Skinwalkers is that of your pet. They take the form of your pet and enter your home and try to act like your pet to gain your trust, and then they can take your life. Watch how in this video the boy realizes that his dog is a skinwalker.
Let me see. I'll know if she's my dog. Merlin, sit. Turn around. Turn around. Lay down. You're not my dog. My dog don't know how to do no fucking trick. The fuck? Call 911.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh man, I'd be flipping the wig if my dog was a sleepwalker, man. What, man? That's insane, man. That's crazy work, man. Like, could you imagine? You know, your pet being a shapeshifter. You know, you come home and you used to your pet doing the petty things that it do, and all of a sudden, it start doing tricks and stuff that you don't, and you never in life trained it to do. Yeah, that's some stuff, man. I don't know, man. Like that'll spook me out, man. I have to get rid of the whole dog, the whole house, man. I don't know. Yeah, that I don't know, man. That's crazy, because I heard stories about shapeshifters and they come in, forms of your pet, you know. But I don't know, man. I don't know, but we about to dive deep into it, man. Let's go. Let's keep going.
This is the true story of the skinwalkers.
Man, this like some cult type shit, man. Like I don't even like I don't even like what like what you see this? I mean, it's real for sure. Them real people, But I don't know. It could be like some type of stage play, maybe something of that nature. I don't necessarily think that these are actual shapeshifters, shape shifting in front of people. Like I'm not sure, but this could be like some type of reenactment of something or whatnot. But man, like them real people though. You know what I'm saying? It could be cosmic player, but I'm not sure. I'm no makeup artist, so I'm not 100% sure, but it gets you thinking though, you know. Um, Hop in them comments, man. Tell me what you think, man. What in the AI is this, man? Like for real, man. This is completely AI, bro. Like, stop playing with me. Stop playing, man. That's AI, bro. That's AI, man. Stop playing. That's AI, man. Man, what the fuck, bro? That right there? Oh, man. Man, what in the Wishmasters? What in the Wishmasters this shit here, man? What in the Wishmaster is this shit here? I don't know. This is some creepy stuff right here. I promise you, like, oh my gosh, like, and it just don't look like AI, man. I don't know, y'all. We gonna look at this again. Like what? Yeah, like that's wow. Like they already look like some alien creature already. Like something that's not of the norm. But then when they unmask it become even worse. Like, man, that's crazy work. That's crazy work.
This is the end. Hold your breath and count. Hear my heart
What the fuck?
burst again, for this is the end. I've drowned and dreamt this moment, so overdue I owe them. Swept away, I'm stolen. Let the sky fall when it crumbles. We will stand tall, face it all together. Let the sky fall when it crumbles. We will stand tall, face. This is the end. Hold your
This
breath and count.
this video just kind of blew me, man. Like I ain't gonna hold you up. Like yeah, this just blew my mind, bro. Like, and this don't look CGI. Like, and it don't look AI neither. So like I don't know, man. What y'all think about this, man? What y'all think about that? Like that's some scary shit, bro. That's some scary stuff right there, man. Like I can't even fathom that. That like wow. Can you imagine something like that being outside your home or something like that being inside your home? Man, ooh wee. That's some stuff for you. Going on with her. Man, is her hands growing? Are the motherfuckers? Man, y'all see how big her hands is? Like they just grew like nah. Hold on. Hold on. Yo, that's creepy, bro. That is creepy. Her hands just grew like 6 inches live. Like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know if somebody playing tricks on me or tricks on us, but that right there, there's something very suspicious about that. I'm being honest, man. Like that right there got me feeling chills. That got my hairs on my body rising. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. People taking this occult shit a little too far, man. I don't know what this supposed to be like, what this supposed to represents, or anything. Like what do you people get out of doing stuff like this? Like I really want to know. Like, what do you get out of dressing up like the devil and having some type of mechanism to where you can spit fire out your mouth? Like, I mean, are you doing it for the show? Or are you doing it to put fear in people? Like I don't know, because I mean, me personally, I'm not afraid of any of this. It's a little spooky, but I just don't get the logistics of people doing things like this. And if you one of them people that like to dress up and play cosplay, you know would you dress up in something like this? you know I mean, if it was like fantasy driven, would you do something like this? I wouldn't. Let me know. Hit that comment section. The fuck? No. No. Y'all saw that? I, her hand just somebody playing tricks on me, man. Like somebody playing camera trick, something like somebody edited together. It had to be edited or something, man. Let me see if any glitches or anything. No, there wasn't any glitches. Man. I don't know. That right there. I don't know, man. That's something. That's something. And whatever that something is, it isn't what we is. It ain't that. It ain't something that's of our universe. That's for sure. I don't know what that is. But hey, let's keep it pushing.
We are shapeshifters.
There's some folks in Africa that white folks ain't never messed with and never will. They can turn into gorillas and animals. And I just thought that meant they were strong. I didn't know they could do that. You know how you can sound like a cat, sound like a dog. We also have the power to turn into them. But we so over here and don't violate the whole universe.
See, now that's the thing. Like, you see how them other videos where we're trying to give you something demonic and something crazy, a weird appeal or something like, now is it possible that we have the ability to shapeshift into these animal-like beasts? Is that something that's dormanted within our DNA? Like I don't know. I'm not saying that we do, but is it possible? It gives you something to think about, right? You know, and Dick Gregory, he be dropping them gems, you know.
We are shapeshifters.
That was the end of that video, but yeah, man, Gregory be dropping them, Dick be dropping them gems, man. God rest his soul, man. A spirit somewhere in the universe, just floating around and doing what it's doing. See, like this look like some video game type stuff, man. Like I don't know how. Like if people shape shifted into something like this, man. Like man, bro. Like that's like I don't know. Like that's some horrible shit. Like I couldn't fathom it. Just imagine you out and you ride with one of your girlfriends or one of your homies and whatnot, and y'all go somewhere and in the middle of the function somebody turn into this. Party over with. It's over with. Party is over with. I'm telling you, it's over with. I'm out of there. Peace. I'm out, coach. We ain't going. We ain't going.
Three alleged reptilian humanoids caught shapeshifting on camera, part 3.
Riri.
Three alleged reptilian.
See now, I ain't too sure about these celebrities or anything like that. You know. I think sometimes they sign contracts to do weird things. To put on a perception of a persona of certain things. I don't necessarily believe that celebrities are shapeshifters because of their celebrity status. I don't think so. I think shapeshifting have more so to do with blood type than star status. But the odds were doing, flickering and changing, but eyes do that. Your eyes have the ability to, dilate, so sometimes people eyes dilate and sometimes people eyes change color. That's just a part of the DNA that you have, and well, let's say the reptilian DNA that we have, and that's in a lot of people. That's just not something that you have because of your celebrity status or anything of that nature, But let's continue with this video, man.
Watch out. They'll take you. I see your kids right here. Cross them over. Special ones. Power of your mind. That's what they want. Jake. What's up? Bad day? No. Wanna hang out?
What movie is this? Like literally, it seemed kind of interesting. I don't know the name of the movie, but it seemed like something I would want to watch. So if any of you know the name of this movie, drop it in the comments, man. Let me know, man. And I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna actually watch it, but drop it in the comments. Let me know.
Watch out. They'll take you. I see your kids right here. Cross them over. Special ones. Power of your mind. That's what they want.
Three.
Like I was saying, like I wonder what's the name of this movie, man. It seems pretty interesting.
Watch out. They'll take you. I see your kids right here. Cross them over. Special ones. Power of your mind. That's what they want. Jake. What's up? Bad day?
Shit, Jake spooked out right now, man. Jake don't know what's going on. Jake confused.
Wanna hang out?
Yeah, that's this something different right here. You know, I'm gonna have to watch this movie, man. You know, shapeshifters.
Did this CCTV footage capture a real-life vampire?
Whoa, see that, y'all? Dude literally walked past the camera, and there was, I mean, he walked past the camera in the mirror or whatever, and he had no reflection, like no reflection whatsoever. You know, could it be something that they set up? You know, I don't know. You know, because people like playing tricks on people. You know, people like doing weird stuff like that. So, could this be a trick that they manipulating together? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. But he definitely walked past that mirror, and he definitely wasn't a part of it. You know, but I'm starting to think that he wasn't even a part of the background. Like the background was still, or could be. Let's play it again. Make sure.
Did this CCTV footage capture a real-life vampire?
Yeah, like right here, where the screen paused at. If you look like in the left corner right there, it looks like he's standing on top of whatever that is. Like he's standing on top of the scene and not literally in the scene. And then he walked through it. You know, could be two different videos put together. You know, this somebody playing a trick on us. You know, I caught it, but that's what that is. That's a trick. We're gonna keep it going though.
Why did Boom!
The vampires in New Orleans are real. There's all this lore about like, oh, I met a vampire at a bar in New Orleans. My Uber driver told me he met a vampire once. If you meet local people, everyone will have some sort of story. There's one really infamous story about how this lady claims, and she's a bartender, that the Carter brothers came into her bar. And the Carter brothers are infamous. Everybody has a story about them. They were these brothers in the 1930s in New Orleans. They were rumored to be vampires after allegedly abducting and draining the blood of their victims. A lot of people think if there are like weird things happening around town that are like supernatural and unexplained, it could be linked to one of the Carter brothers. Another famous example is Count Saint Germain, and people know of him as the man who does not die and knows everything. And everybody's had sightings of him. People have claimed to have been seeing him since the 18th century, and he just like changes identities as time goes on, so people, figure out he's immortal. There are thousands of stories just like this. New Orleans is a bit of a paranormal hotspot, and if you're a local or a visitor, it seems like everybody ends up having some sort of story. And if you like my spooky content, come over here for longer videos. The vampires in New Orleans.
I dig her story, you know, but I'm more so enthused by the video itself, man. I'm more so enthused by that, man. Like, dude look weird for sure. Like, you know, is he a real vampire? I doubt it. You know, but he definitely got the image down pat for sure. That's for sure. You know, he definitely got it. He pulled it off. You know, that's and that's in New Orleans. You know, anybody from New Orleans, man. What's it like down there, man? In Louisiana, down in New Orleans. What's this like, man? Is it vampires walking around? Like, I got vampires walking around down there. I'm asking, man. Like, I'm from Michigan, bro. You know what I mean? We got zombies walking around in these parts. You feel me? But I don't know about no vampires. But you down there in New Orleans, and you done bumped into a vampire, and you know some vampires, man. Tap in here, man. Let me know, man. I want to know.
The vampires in New Orleans are real. There's all this lore about like, oh, I met a vampire at a bar in New Orleans. My Uber driver told me he met a vampire once. If you meet local people, everyone will have some sort of story. There's one really infamous story about how this lady claims, and she's a bartender, that the Carter brothers.
Okay, so this the words to her video that somebody put on another video. You know, okay. All right. But still though, that video was still creepy with old dude.
Vampires caught on camera, part 1.
There have actually been what appear to be vampires or maybe werewolves caught on camera. And I'm talking humans changing into them and growing fangs. Right there, boom, on camera. Here, hi, I did it for you. I shit you not. So this gentleman is on TikTok and he said that he was a vampire. And his followers said, no, you're not. No, you're not. Show us your fangs. I don't believe it, right? So he did. He shows his fangs and he goes into a whole spiel about how fangs work and all this stuff. Just check it out. Check it out.
Let me explain something about fangs. This is the part of the video where everybody becomes a vampire expert, but those same people don't believe in vampires. Y'all humans are weird. Fangs are like your saliva. You don't salivate unless you smell food, you think about food, you're about to eat some food. Fangs are the same way. Fangs are not meant to just pop out whenever. You know, this ain't True Blood. Like, stop with the movie shit. Stop with the movie shit, y'all. Don't stop thinking about all of that shit. When you force fangs out, it hurts, right? Because your body is not naturally opening up for the fangs to drop out. It's like if you guys were taking a shit or trying to take a shit and it's just not coming and you force that shit out, right? What happens after that? You guys will get hemorrhoids. Same thing. It's because your body wasn't naturally trying to push that shit out. Y'all need to drink more water, by the way. Drink more water. Mind your business, drink some water. It's like lifting something that is too heavy for y'all to lift. What's gonna happen? You guys will pull a muscle. You know, you'll get a hernia. Same thing with fangs. Like right now, my gums hurt. And these are kind of pushing out a little too much. My teeth aren't supposed to pop out like that. That's too far. That's too far. What's another thing y'all were talking about in the comments? Oh, sunlight.
Yo, this bugging right here. Cause dog real. Doggy bone right here real. And I don't know. You know, I saw something of this nature, you know, a little while back, maybe about a couple years ago. But, you know, I never like gravitated to it. You know, I just ignored it. But now that we're jumping in this rabbit hole, you know, I went to it. I'm like, I remember this, you know, and I hate to say it, but damn, kind of makes sense, man. You know, like the things that we've been taught about vampires, you know, and the outlook that they placed upon them may not be what it is. You know, something to think about, right? We gonna keep going.
Vampires been here way longer than humans. Okay, I don't know which one of y'all started that rumor, but that's a rumor. It was a rumor made to make y'all feel safe. So like, I'm in it right now. We gotta go to the store just like y'all. You know, like stores close at a certain time. I can't be waiting till nighttime to go shopping at the supermarket. You feel me? We just like y'all. We just like y'all. We just, you know, a little stronger.
I mean, so if you a vampire, you know, like, do you survive off of blood? Off, you know, is that your way of eating, or do you eat normal like a human would eat? You know, like, I have questions. You know, I'm not saying that you're lying and that you're not who you say you are, but you know, you have to break it down a little bit better than that for me. You know, I mean, I saw the teeth. You made them boys grow. No denying that. You know, but I don't know, man. So we're gonna get back to it.
You know, drink blood. I like these questions though. Keep them coming. I like these questions. Oh, I'm like, you hear me slurring? I can't even talk right. My gums hurt. But keep these questions coming. You know. Oh, just so you know, I might not make it through this series. I've been getting the true death threats. True death is the death of a vampire. I don't know why they call it that, because we're not dead. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. And that's another thing. Why y'all? Don't let Dracula fool you. Don't let Dracula fool you. Anyway. Okay.
Weird, right? Well, it doesn't stop there. That's not the only video from this gentleman. Now he has another, in this next video, he has a comment that came through that said they're definitely retractable things. Like good job faking it, but they're definitely like fake retractable things that you have in your mouth. So he responds to this video by making another video of him opening his mouth and showing that he has nothing in his mouth. And then once again, growing his fangs. Watch.
Isaac, what the fuck?
Very creepy, right? Like, very creepy. Then it goes a little further with this guy. So somebody commented on that big.
Man, bro, you got it, bro. You got it. You got it, my dog. That right there, that just put the icing on the cake, man. Vampire's real, bro. Trust me, I ain't wanna be the one to tell y'all. But man, what they say, seeing is believing. Seeing is believing, bro.
The one we just watched, and said, well, if you're really a vampire and those aren't retractable things, then let's see a picture of you from 100 years ago. And he said, okay, I got you, watch.
Okay. I kind of feel like the more I show you, the more you guys won't believe me. But that's okay. I'm used to this now. Hey, mama. That's me. This is me in 1919, I believe. I was trying to be an actor. I've always been trying to make my way into film, even 100 years ago. I kind of switched over to screenwriting, as some of you might know, just because it's a hard industry to crack. You know, back then they didn't really allow too many black people in silent films. You know, so you really had to be animated to kind of let them know what you're capable of. You know.
Man, that picture could be like an old picture of his granddad or some old relative. You know, can't really tell if it's him or not. You know, but at least he got some type of evidence, some type of receipt to back up what he's saying. You know, but I don't know, man. What y'all think, man? Cause this got my mind blown. I'm being 100% honest. Like, this one got me right here, y'all.
Back at this picture now, and I hate it. You know, like I feel like I'm pandering to a certain demographic so that I can fulfill my dreams. Yeah, I hate it. But yeah, that's me. That's me.
Is he really a vampire? I mean, I believe that we all have some sort of superpowers. You know, and that's another rabbit hole that we're going to go down about mankind having superpowers. But far as him being a vampire, he might just be one. And vampires just might be real.
Bro, are you serious?
Should we help it or get back in the car? Dude, just keep filming. This is insane.
Smoking. God, we're gonna see. Oh, go! Oh, get off me!
Come on now, let's be for real. If you don't smack yourself in the forehead, person that created this, you know, like, come on now, we're not that slow. This is completely AI. Completely AI.
Real vampire. Real vampire.
See, this the shit I be talking about right here, man. I don't know, man. You know, bro could be a vampire, man. Well, he can be. You know, but I don't know.
Do vampires actually exist in our world? And if they do, what would they look like today? One of the strangest cases happened back in 1995, when a very bizarre man was invited onto a TV talk show. His appearance looked like a real-life vampire, but the audience just assumed it was a costume and part of his character. Then, out of nowhere, he claimed he was 450 years old and said he actually isn't afraid of sunlight at all, unlike the way vampires are shown in popular movies. His name was Don Henry, and he insisted that his fangs were real. And of course, he said he drinks red liquid, but not human, only animal. Even the lie detector test on the show showed that he was telling the truth. Later, everyone forgot about this guy, and most people were sure it was just a staged TV myth. But now, almost 30 years after that interview, I found Don Henry on social media. And he not only hasn't aged, it actually looks like he's gotten younger. Now, many people are convinced that vampires really do live among us. They just don't reveal themselves in public because there are very few of them left.
Man, bro, see, there it is, man. You know how when you watch certain things and it gives you like chills, you can feel that shit through your body. This is one of those, you know, like, bro, vampire, man. And I don't even know if being a vampire is something that's evil or something that's good or godly. You know, I don't know, you know, because, you know, growing up and learning, I had to unlearn a lot of the things that I learned because a lot of it were lies. So from the history of them teaching us lies, where do we go from there? Could they be lying about their truths of what a vampire is. You know, I don't know, but it's something to make you think, right?
Just circle the car, whispering my name like a lure.
Okay, so you got the blood test, and he tested you, and what were the results?
The results were inconclusive,
And what does that mean?
meaning that I have the same type of blood pathogen level, things like that. Everything just came out pretty much inconclusive. They weren't able to come up with any results.
Any results at all? Were they strange results?
Some things were, yes, higher glycemic levels, things like that.
And what about, you have body fat?
Correct. If I were to place my hands on one of the electronic counters, it comes up as error every time.
Really?
Correct.
Wow, mine comes up with something else. Even when I was really, really skinny, I had a high body fat content. It was weird. I was like, your weight, and they said, you need to get in shape, which is weird. Anyway, tell us about these abilities. Okay, first let's do the strength ability. You're 125 pounds and you can bench press how much?
On a Smith climb machine, I've been able to do 270, maximum 280. And with that right there, approximately 425.
So I've got 425 pounds over there.
Okay.
Oh, and I want to see you. It's, what is it called? Bench pressing with the legs? I don't know if that's
It's called a leg press on a 45-degree angle.
Bench press with your legs. That's what I'm gonna call it. So let's go do that right now. Let's see if you can do that, because that's like.
Okay.
You know, I never really liked the Tyra Banks. She cool and all, but I wasn't a huge fan of hers. You know, but as far as him being a real vampire, and as far as him being a real vampire, I don't know, man. You know, like, I know that some people take occults very seriously. You know, some people chooses to live life in a fairy tale type of way, regardless if it's happy, godly, demonic, evil. You know, in my eyes, they're all fairy tales. You know, and some people like living in fairy tales. You know, me personally, I don't necessarily like living in fairy tales. I don't think, you know, that's the proper way of living, but who am I to judge? I'm not here to judge anybody or place judgment on no one. You know, I'm just here to think and use my brain. So, you know, so we're going to think together, you know. Vampires. What you think? Do you think they real? You know, we done made it through the shapeshifters. Now we in the vampires, which is kind of similar, you know, because vampires shapeshift. You know, they shapeshift into, you know, monsters, so to speak, from a human to a monster. And, you know, they have abilities to manipulate the masses using mind control. You know, it's one of their superpowers, but so far we haven't came across a video discussing that, you know, but who knows, you know. But the question is, are vampires what they say vampires are? Or are they no different from you and I? Just a different species. We don't know. We're going to keep it moving.
If you're planning to go to Haiti anytime soon, you might want to think twice, because a real video recently popped up online showing a young guy from Haiti literally turning into a vampire. Someone filmed him in a hidden corner of a local market, and the person who recorded it says he heard weird screams and growling, so he went to check it out. In the video, you can see the guy's face changing, especially his mouth and teeth, and the sounds he makes don't sound human at all. It looks unbelievable and totally crazy. But a lot of people still can't accept the idea that real vampires or any kind of mythical creatures could exist in Haiti. According to the guy who filmed it, the vampire wasn't trying to attack anyone. He was actually trying to hide because the transformation hit him out of nowhere right in the middle of rush hour. Under the burning sun, you could see how bad he felt. Drool running down, his whole body shaking, and the sunlight hitting him like it was causing unbearable pain. He looked terrified and completely confused about what was happening to him. Local scientists and voodoo priests say this isn't the first time someone in Haiti has changed in broad daylight. So, what do you think?
Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I know your story that you're talking about don't match the video that you got playing behind you. You know, that's first. But the video that you got playing behind you, of that man changing into a wolf vampire-like being, yo, that was real. Now I'm not sure about what story you're talking about, because you know they don't add up. The story you saying and the video that's playing don't really add up. But that video, my man turned into a vampire right there on the spot. So again, do y'all think vampires are actually demonic and evil? Or is that something that we were just lied to about? Yet again. We don't know, but we're going to keep it going.
This girl claims she's a vampire and that she's 108 years old. She says she was born in 1922. She can't talk about how she became a vampire or how long she's been one because if she does, she says she'll get punished. Now she's asking for help because the vampire community found out she went public and became a video blogger, even though that's supposedly forbidden. And now she's looking for support and protection from regular people. She admits she doesn't want to be a vampire anymore. She wants to be human again. She says she misses being able to feel things, to experience emotions and live like a normal person. She says she lives somewhere on the North American continent, kind of near Alaska. In one of her videos, she shows what her room used to look like. Kind of dark and cold. She says it was a pretty sad, gloomy room, but now she changed it and made it so there's light everywhere. And here, she shows that if she wants to go out in sunlight, she has to wear a special earring with a magical crystal in her left ear. It protects her and lets her go outside during the day. But if she takes it off,
You know, stuff like that, you know, I don't know, because this don't match none of the other stories that we didn't heard, you know, and I come from a place where if it don't match up, then it ain't right. And so far, out of all the real vampires that said they were real vampires, you know, they didn't have any issues with the sun. They didn't have to wear no mystical ring or earrings to block the sun. They were able to live life under the sun like everybody else. So I don't necessarily think that what she's displaying as vampirism is actually vampirism. You know, I'm trying to figure out why did they even attach not being able to live under the sun to vampires. Like, why did they even attach that myth to them? You know, I mean, I'm not a racist person or anything like that, but from what I can see in nature, people that lack high doses of melanin tends to have more problems under the sun than anything. I'm just saying. This a banger right here, my brothers and my sisters. This is a banger. Diving deep in them waters, man. Diving deep. Man, shout out to Jet Ski Chuck, man. Because we diving deep in them waters, brother.
I may be unpleasant looking on the outside, but you're ugly on the inside.
Vampire just hit the nail in the coffin, didn't he? Didn't he? What'd I just say? I said, could it be that what we're taught of vampires, could it be completely false? They may be like evil looking, or what we think evil looking or monstrous on the outside, but could they be angelic on the inside? Could it be something that, could the narrative of a vampire that we know of, could it be completely false? Could it? Because I don't know, man. And I'm just, giving the world a place where they can talk and discuss these things with no criticism. Mm-hmm. Like I said, this is a place where we can smoke one and learn something at the same time. At the same time, man, better smoke something and learn something. Like, for real. I don't think the vampire narrative that they got to the world is the actual narrative of vampires. I'm starting to think they just as civil as mankind, as regular people, and they don't feed on people or none of that. All that's mythical. But who knows? I'm no specialist in vampirism, so I don't know. Hey, but I got a question. If you had the opportunity to be a vampire, would you be one? Hey, would you be one? Would you be a vampire? I don't know. You know, the video in the it wasn't real. It was like a video of someone holding something, a picture, maybe a video of a video that was paused, maybe, and because he kept the same facial expression, the same facial structure. So I don't necessarily think that it was something that was caught on camera, and I haven't seen a vampire, that I felt that was a real vampire with those type of fangs. My man's had a double fangs in his mouth. So I ain't seen no vampire that was considered a real vampire with double fangs. Just seemed like something that was created for TV.
Met some vampires in San Antonio and tried to take their picture. They noticed me filming and vanished. Met some vampires in San Antonio.
Come on, man. Why did cut? Then they vanish. Why you had to put a cut in the scene to make them vanish? Like, we ain't doing none of that. We ain't falling for none of that. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't doing none of that over here, my baby. We ain't doing that. We gonna keep it thorough. We ain't doing none of that fake bullshit. You gonna cut it out. You ain't gotta cut the scene. If you gonna display something real, don't cut it.
Vampires are real, but they're not exactly how you would expect. Vampire folklore goes way back, like even beyond the tales of Dracula. They stretch back thousands of years, even to some of the oldest civilizations on Earth. They actually started to be a thing back in ancient Egypt, in addition to Eastern Europe, so think like Transylvania. Fun fact, this is actually the castle that the movie Hotel Transylvania is like modeled after. In Egypt though, they weren't focused on like blood-sucking monsters. Egypt is a place where their belief for like the afterlife and immortality is very prevalent. And they didn't just want to live forever in the physical form like we would picture the modern vampire. Instead, they were seeking out spiritual immortality. That's why they mummified these bodies. It's funny because if you think about it, the mummy and the vampire are related, and they had a god named Sekhmet who drank blood in some myths. They also had other undead.
This is what I meant when I said I don't believe that the story that they placed on vampirism is real because of stories like this. You know, like before the video started, yeah, I knew of vampires, of stories of vampires from the Egyptian timeline, the Egyptian period, you know. Feel me? And and these are rabbit holes that go deep and they all connect somehow in some form or another. You know? But I always, you know, figured that this source came from something older than what we will call our time. You know, just like the stories of Christ and you know any story that didn't travel the world. You know, it had to be here for a very long time. You know. You know. So what if vampires are what if vampires not what they say they are? And they are something that's completely different. Who knows? But let's get back into this video, man.
That were very similar to Sinat, and they all carried vampire-like ideas. They had similar mentalities in Romania, and in this region they believed that if certain individuals had unfinished business, they could come back from the dead and finish the job. And these immortal souls were thought to have some sort of extraordinary power. And as this belief spread, the villagers would take extreme measures to make sure that these immortal beings would stay dead. And one of those methods, which is still really famous today, is the stake in the heart. They thought going to drastic measures would kill their immortal soul. Come over here for longer freaky videos.
Now, they didn't kill vampires because they were haunting and terrifying people. They tried to kill vampires because they were immortal? That was the reason for you to try to kill something? Because it couldn't die? That's fucked up. That's fucked up, man. So if I couldn't die, you just gonna try to kill me just because? Damn, that's fucked up. That's cold blooded. We'll see. Okay. Was that CGI? It wasn't AI for sure, because AI, it has a little like kind of dollish look to it. It hasn't got to the capability of making it look actually realistic. For some reason, anything AI generates still has like a dull effect, like a doll effect, So it's not AI, but could this be CGI? Could this be like a deleted scene of a movie? It could be. This could be like some deleted scene of Underworld or something. Because I go to school for film, so I know what like draft looks like. I know what rough drafts look like. You know what I mean? And this will be like a rough draft of a scene in a movie. So but hey.
10 years ago, a man claimed he captured something no one believed existed, a creature part human, part beast. He kept it hidden, afraid the world wouldn't understand. This is the first video to ever surface. Look closely, lying there, almost asleep. Its eyes seem to watch, as if it knows more than any human should. Experts can't explain it. People are stunned. Some swear it's a werewolf. Others believe it's something.
Here's what a security camera captured at an isolated gas station in Wisconsin. Look closely. Footage comes from a remote station near Highway 23. Early in the morning, while everything seemed quiet, the security cameras recorded something chilling. A creature, described by witnesses as a real werewolf, was seen moving between the gas pumps. Its estimated height was more than 2 meters. Too tall. Too fast. And clearly not human. Moments later, the creature disappeared into the nearby forest. But it didn't leave without a trace. Workers found deep growls recorded on audio, massive footprints pressed into the ground, and long scratch marks on parked vehicles. Since then, panic has spread among employees and nearby residents. Several witnesses claim that days before the incident, they heard strange noises at night and saw shadows moving near the road. Livestock has also gone missing in the surrounding areas. Local authorities have cordoned off the site, but they refuse to release official details or explanations. If you are in Wisconsin, locals are warning people not to approach isolated areas at night. Keep your lights on. Avoid walking alone. Whatever was captured on that camera was not a myth. The footage is real, and the situation is still developing. Have you noticed anything strange near where you live? Subscribe, or we'll never see each other again. Here's what
See, it be stories like this that make you not want to dive into it. It'd be stuff like this because this is written in like a storytelling way. Like it's kind of scripted. It's written in a manner where that it can be a book. And most real live events not written like that. I'm just saying. Just give you something to think about, right?
This guy in West Virginia captured a werewolf. Look at the size of that thing. That's no bear because it's got hooves instead of claws. Yeah, in West Virginia, right about where that flag is, this guy captured a werewolf. That's no wolf. That's a werewolf. It's way too big to be a regular wolf. What's going on, baby cakes? This guy in West Virginia captured a...
Cheesehead be cracking me up, man. He be having me rolling. I've been seeing his little videos for years, man. So, but I don't know what the hell that is that man holding. That look like a crossbreed between a lion and a dog. I don't know what the hell that is. But hey, he says werewolf. I guess it's a werewolf, y'all.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this is AI with a filter over it. You ain't getting nobody. You ain't fooling nobody with this bull crap. No, you ain't getting nobody with this, homie. This ain't that. This ain't that. So it seems like we having more realism when it comes to the shapeshifters and the vampires than we have with the werewolves. The werewolves seem to be a lot of, CGI. We just say that.
Werewolves are actually real. Yes, you heard that right. Many think of werewolves as fictional creatures, but what if I told you they were actually real? In 2022, James Clark decided to go on a journey to discover the truth about the existence of werewolves. He had heard an old legend stating that there was a village full of the creatures in the countryside of Russia. So he embarked on a plane to Russia, hoping to find the village in time for the next full moon. James searched for months but found nothing. However, one day he managed to find the village and waited for nighttime. James watched as a full moon started to rise above the horizon. All of a sudden, he heard a howling noise and turned to look. What he saw will shock you. The entire village began to turn into werewolves. He pulled out his phone to record and quickly sent the footage to his wife. But when he turned to leave, the werewolves started to run towards him. After that day, James was never seen again. Follow and send this video to a friend for part 2 with the phone footage. Werewolves.
We should have just came with the phone footage, you know. But it's a good story though, you know. And I like the AI imagery that you did in the background. That's pretty dope. But story seemed, believable. And that's the thing when it comes to the werewolves. A lot of it is just folklore. You know what I'm saying? Folk tale. He said, she said. There's no real footage. Kinda. That's what it seemed like. But we're gonna continue though. See what we got.
If this footage is real, then someone helped these things survive, and that's the part nobody talks about. So here's the backstory that keeps popping up in old accounts from the early 1900s. There was a man living far from society, deep in the mountains, wealthy, educated, completely obsessed with ancient predators. He believed werewolves weren't monsters. He believed they were a hidden species on the edge of extinction. Instead of hunting them, he captured them. According to scattered journals and local rumors, he took them when they were young, raised them in isolation, studied them, treated them like pets, but not in any normal way. He controlled them through food, and not animal food, human meat. That was the key. It kept them calm, loyal, dependent. People began disappearing near his land, travelers, drifters, anyone who wouldn't be missed. The man documented everything: growth patterns, intelligence, behavior. He believed he was mastering something ancient. But predators don't stay owned forever. One winter, the property went silent. No fire, smoke, no lights, no man. Locals never found a body, just tracks leading into the mountains. And here's what messes with me. Those creatures learned from him about humans, about hiding, about patience. That would explain everything we're seeing now. Not monsters, survivors who learned how to stay invisible.
I don't know. I don't know. Why now? Why come to the surface now? If it's real. Like, what's so special about today or this time now that you decide to come to the surface after 100 years? You know? And is it Antarctica? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
How to become a true werewolf. The stories say werewolves are just mindless rumors that doesn't exist. But what if they did? And it was a ritual to do so, lost through forgotten generations and carved into the bark of trees. But this is not a blessing. This is not power. This is a curse that will never leave. Step 1. You'll need a silver knife, a wolf's fang, and soil from a place untouched. Go to the forest and stand barefoot in the dirt and carve a mark into something with the item. Specifically, a wound that will never fully heal. Step 2. Bury the fang, drip your fluid, and drink the soil. Press your pathetic palm to the earth and close your eyes. When you wake, you won't be the same. At first it will be subtle. You will hear things you shouldn't, heartbeats through walls, the slow, steady rhythm of prey. By the third night, your hands will tremble, your teeth will ache, and when the full moon rises, your body will break itself apart. The hunger will be unbearable. You will feel it in your bones, in your breath, in the way your muscles coil. Ignore it too long, and you will lose the little humanity you have left. But before you depart, I'll warn you, you will always be hunted by men, by other wolves.
So now they got a ritual to where you can become a werewolf. What? There's probably some fool gonna try that shit, man. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it, sister. Don't do it. Don't do it, coach. I wouldn't suggest it. Like, if you wasn't bitten or born a werewolf, then don't try to become it. Because you're not it. You're still an outsider. You pretend to be. You feel me? Now, if you was bit by an insider and you became one, then it's on that one that bit you. You know, to coach you. You know, but if not, then don't go jumping in waters. Don't go trying to be something. You feel me? Just be yourself. That's what it all boils down to at the end of the day. At the end of the day, that's what it all boils down to, man. No, that might be real. That didn't look like CGI. That didn't look like no AI neither. They got it in slow motion, kind of. Oh no, that's AI. Good one though. Good AI.
The story goes that a woman was filming her husband on a jet ski out on a lake when she heard something behind her. She turned the camera, and to her shock, what appeared to be a werewolf was standing there. The creature then charged toward her, and she ran away as the footage abruptly ended. Fortunately, she managed to escape. The video quickly gained fame in Michigan, and eventually across the USA, thanks to numerous documentaries on werewolves that featured the footage. It became known worldwide. Take a look and decide for yourself whether it's a real werewolf or something else. The story goes that a woman was filming her husband on a jet ski out.
I don't even know, man. Like, and then that's close to home, so I don't know, man. You know, that's why it's just sometimes it's just safe to just be in your own domain. You know, don't be going into places you don't belong. You know, but who knows? Who knows what she saw? Who knows if she really seen a werewolf? You know, I don't know. You know, I tell you one thing though. Shapeshifters and vampires. You know, um, you they got the chance to be real. You know, I'm not saying that they are. I'm not saying they're fictional, but they definitely have a chance to be real. Now, as far as these werewolves, we didn't really come across too many videos that display truth, some type of truth behind it, besides the stories that were said word of mouth. So we take those stories with a grain of salt, not to heart. And so we're not gonna just simply throw them away as well. So in the comments, man, let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far, if you made it this far, I appreciate you. And in the future, for the ones that make it this far, we're gonna have something special for y'all. You know, it's been a nice ride. And till next time, peace.